What's up, guys? So Nicky Ryan here. Today I'm going to be breaking down some of the best moments from the J-Rod Mica Galvao match. So the first one that we're actually going to be looking at is the armbar escape. So let's get into it. So they start out on the feet here. Okay, Jay shoots a double leg. Mica tries to sit for a front head, but he gets out. Now Mica goes to try to heist up, and Jay pressures back in, getting head over head, which stops him from getting up. But as you can see here, Mica inserts this underhook in place, so that as Jay drives back into him, okay, Mica gets his bottom foot here towards the hip, and he starts locking up this shoulder crunch grip. Now from here, Mica extends his foot away. This is to get Jay's hips away, and he looks to start throwing his outside leg over the top, which now gives him this Troy bar position. Now from here, okay, Jay does a really good job of using momentum when he goes for this reverse hitchhiker. So what he does here is he hops his legs over the top, and he uses that momentum, okay, he uses his legs like a pendulum to help build up towards his outside elbow, like so. Now, whenever you're doing this like reverse hitchhiker, okay, your goal is to get this shoulder free. Okay, if he keeps this shoulder trapped, it's going to be very hard to actually fully slip out. Okay, and that's why Mica was able to follow a few times, is because Jay each time was getting his shoulder closer and closer to coming out. So he gets into the armbar. Now he tries the first reverse hitchhiker, and Mica does a good job of just following over top of his body like so, and he re-rolls through, and he ends up back in the same position. Once again, Jay hops over, and if you guys just keep an eye on his shoulder here, every time that Jay goes into this reverse hitchhiker, his shoulder gets closer and closer to coming out. So this is the second attempt now. Now we're at the third attempt, and now here you can see the third attempt, the shoulder is almost completely out, okay? Mica still follows. Now he gets the shoulder completely out, and then from here he's able to just turn his thumb and turn out and end up in top position. So we're just going to start out in this Troy bar. So Mica got to this like shoulder crunch grip, and he threw his outside leg over and started to threaten this arm bar on Jay. Now from here, Jay did a good job of hitting a forward roll over his shoulder, and as he hits this forward roll, he does a good job of using his legs as a pendulum to help get momentum to start building up to this elbow. Now, we're only going to do one rotation, okay? In the match, there was, I think, four rotations, but Mica did a good job of keeping control of Jay's top shoulder here, and as Jay went to go and turn, Mica did a good job of re-rolling him through. Now from here, okay, on the fourth rotation, Jay once again started to hit this forward roll, and on the fourth rotation, he did a really good job of completely freeing that top shoulder. So now when JB tries to break me here, it's going to be super difficult because my shoulder's out, and I can just continue turning belly down as I limp arm out and end up in top position. So now we're going to be looking at another one of the big moments in the match, which was when Jay took Mica down with a nice knee tap. So they start out on the feet here. Okay, initially Jay kind of shot a double without any setup, and Mica does a good job of down blocking and getting this underhook. Now from here, they kind of reset back to like a neutral position, and Jay ends up getting an inside tie with his left arm, and he transfers up to the head with his right arm. From here, Jay starts hitting two heavy snaps. So he tries to snap once, it doesn't work, he backs up again, and then he hits a second snap. Okay, and this snap brings Mica down to his knees and his hands. Now as Mica goes to get up, Jay does a good job of shooting this underhook in and driving into Mica, so that as Mica gets up, he's able to bring his right arm high as the left arm reaches down here outside the knee, and he's able to drive through and put Mica down with a beautiful knee tap. Second biggest moment was the takedown that Jay hit, so we'll quickly break this down. So Jay got to an inside tie and a collar tie here. Now from here, Jay actually did 2 snaps. So he stepped out, stepped his leg back and tried to snap once. It didn't work. So he immediately stepped back and hit a second snap, and he brought Mica down to this, this referee's position here. Now, as Mica went to go and get up, he did a good job of digging in this underhook, and as Mica stood up to his feet, he ran across, left knee transferred down to the knee, and he put him down with a nice little knee tap. So now we're gonna go into the third, biggest moment in the match, okay? And this is when Mica hit the chest wrap on J-Rod and sent him over. So Jay starts out in bottom position here, and he tries to wrestle up. Mica does a really good job of limp legging out, and he ends up in this this chest wrap position. Right here, Jay kind of made the mistake of trying to keep hands on hips versus hands on the mat, which is what allowed Mica to start lifting him. Now, normally when you go into those chest wraps, most of the time you need to get into a super low squat and then send them overhead. But Mica just looks like insanely strong and just stayed pretty much completely upright and just lifts Jay completely over his head. So he lifts him over. They end up back in the chest wrap position. He tries to lift again, but this time Jay did a better job of keeping his hands down on the mat. Right here, Jay should be playing between backing up, and then as Mica pressures forward to try and keep that chest wrap, he should be going into peek outs, but it is late in the match. I'm sure he was, exhausted as well. Now, I don't feel like getting suplexed right now, so I'm just gonna be showing what Jay should have done in that position. So we're gonna start out, okay, Jay tried to wrestle up, and Mica did a good job of limp legging out, and we ended up in this position. Now, whenever we're in this chest wrap position, okay, I want my weight to be super low to the ground here. If my weight's up high, that's when I can start getting tossed. So from here, Jay had his hands on the hips. Okay, it's much better to bring the hands down to the mat and get into this 4-point position. Okay, it's gonna be a lot harder to lift me here now. Now from here, okay, peek outs are great moves, but if you don't start with a backwards motion first, it's kind of hard to hit it against good people, and a lot of times you get your back taken off of it. So from here, the way that I like to do my peek outs is I like to first threaten by backing up to force him to drive into me. Now from here, as he drives into me, I pick a side, okay? My elbow comes to his elbow as I sit my hip towards the mat. So from here, my left knee is gonna drive across, my right elbow is gonna come to his elbow, and I'm just gonna look to shoot my elbow as far behind me as I can to get my opponent's hands towards the mat and unlock them. Now from here, we can start turning up to either single legs, or if we get both of his hands to the mat, we can come to this rear body lock. These were some of the best moments from the J-Rod Mica Galvao match. If you guys enjoyed watching this, make sure you check us out on the B Team Submeta.